Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today let's go over a medium level question that I just solved on my own. So I'm super happy about this and I'm very glad that I was able to come up with my own solution to this question without any assistance. So let's go over it and let me show you how I did it. So this is question 3818, minimum prefix removal to make array strictly increasing. So you're given this integer array called nums, okay, and you want to remove exactly one prefix, which might be the whole thing, from this array such that the suffix, everything after it, everything to the right, is of the maximum length, because we're trying to find the minimum length of the removed prefix, right? If this is the minimum, then the rest has to be the maximum, right? So basically for this example, you can see that that's going to be 345 because it has to be strictly increasing. It says right there, this, although it's in sorted order, is not strictly increasing. So let's go ahead and first try to come up with a brute force approach. So let's go ahead and scan through nums from left to right, one element at a time. So we're just going to look, and then at the current point, we're just going to ask the same question about all the right elements. So if nums of I to the end is sorted, and again, because if they're sorted and there are no duplicates, then we know that it is strictly increasing, right? So if the length of the set is equal to however many elements are to the right, then we can just return I, because I is the soonest, aka the smallest amount of elements we need to remove, right? We don't have to keep checking because we don't care about a larger prefix, right? Up to that point, it's valid, return I. Okay, so let's run this and submit it. And this is going to take a lot of time, so let me show you how I optimized it. So time limit exceeded. So the idea that I came up with was, if we're looking for, and the fact that this is a prefix makes this question a lot easier, because if we're looking for a prefix, why don't we just scan from the right to the left, and then as long as the current element is less than whatever is at the front, then we can just keep adding it to the front until it's not, because here, for example, it's not going to be less than whatever's at the front, and then we can just, whatever count was left minus the whole length of the array is going to be our answer, because that's the prefix we need to remove. So we're actually going to look for the biggest suffix that is strictly decreasing, right? It's exactly the opposite of this. So let's go ahead and do that, and let's call this size. So for I in range, size -1, -1, -1. And again, let's make a queue. And if the queue is empty, then we can just in-queue it, right? So we're going to append left nums of I, right? Because that's going to put it at the front of the queue, inserting from the left instead of append, which is inserting from the right. So otherwise, if the queue is not empty, again, if the current element is less than whatever's at the front of the queue, then keep doing the same thing, keep in-queuing it. For example, we're looking at 5, 4 is smaller than 5, in-queue 4 to the left. 3 is less than 4, in-queue 3 to the left. But at this point, it's 3 is not less than 3, so we're just going to get rid of that, and whatever the difference is going to be our answer, right? So otherwise, then we can just break, and then at the end, we always know that if we return the size of the array minus however many suffixes were valid, then we can get the smallest prefix, because we're going to keep doing this as long as we can, right? We're going to keep doing this. So let's go ahead and run this and submit it. And there you go, passes all test cases. So again, I'm super happy that I was able to come up with my own solution to this question without any assistance and solve it completely on my own. So that's it for this video, and thank you for watching.